Welcome to another episode of the Wikid podcast. I'm your host, Michael, and I'm joined by a couple comic creators from Omen Comics and Revelation Comics today. How'd you guys like our theme song?
That's pretty good. It was very had an 80s vibe to it. I kind of dug it.
Totally,
It's
yeah.
nice, calm, relaxing feel to it.
Good. Well, yes, those voices you hear are, of course, Mike and Steve. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Doing okay.
Nice, excellent. Thanks for joining us on this episode today. It is the convention day. We're pre-recording episode today because Wikid is going to a convention. This, as the episode airs live, or not live, but as it airs, I will be working the convention floor at the Comicverse Con 2023. And
Nice.
yeah, I'm really excited. It's been a number of years since we went to a convention, so it's been a while. Before, we used to go to a bunch of conventions every year, like San Francisco Comic Con, LA Comic Con, Alien Con, a bunch of different ones. But so it's going to be really nice to get back to it. And starting with one this year in Sacramento, California, the Comicverse. It's at the Masonic Center, actually, which is going to be interesting.
Yeah, you were even talking with me a little bit about doing this next year as well, as I recall.
Yeah, that's the play. Yeah, we're gonna hopefully come out to the Reno show.
Yeah,
which
the
is the biggest one in
Silver Age
Nevada.
Comic-Con. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's which I didn't know that was close to you, but what's about an hour away from you? Is that right?
I think it's about an hour and 20, hour and 30 minutes.
Okay, but it's definitely closer than you coming all the way out here. I think, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What were you
For
saying,
me.
Steve? Yeah.
For me, I mean, it's like, it's been a few years since I've been to a comic convention, but I mean, they've always been fun to do, and I'm really kind of excited to see, how you guys end up doing with that. Right now, I'm on the East Coast, so there's just no way I can make it. But I wish.
Oh my god, yeah, that'd be tough. Hopefully, we can make it out to you guys over there one day, because I know some people were asking about, if we could make it outside of California, and that's definitely the goal, is to eventually be able to go to more places and stuff. And which is, why I think next year will be such a big deal, is because next year we'll be doing our first out-of-state conventions, with one in Reno. We're going to be doing one with Cody in New Mexico for Jack Irons, and then hopefully even make it down, if we can. Hopefully we'll make it up to Washington with Movie Men and Jeremy Lott.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm not too far from there, so that might be something to go around.
Nice, that'd be awesome. But yeah, I'm excited to see what we can. This will be the first convention we have the Omen comics and the Revelations comics, and so that'll be really cool to see the reaction that people have to those tomorrow.
Hell yeah!
Nice.
The convention, it says 12 p.m., but I believe it actually opens at 11 a.m. I'll be getting there around 8 o'clock to start setting things up. Scottish Rite Center at 6151 8th Street, Sacramento, California, 95819.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
So, looks like a lot of anime stuff there.
Mm-hmm. Totally, yeah. Anime is.
There tends to be a lot of crossover with a lot of cons I've seen.
Right. I don't know when that started happening, but I definitely see more and more crossover all the time. Yeah. I don't know. When do you guys know when you guys first started noticing that?
Well, I mean, the thing of it is that when I went to comic conventions, it was in Two Realms Con and Corpus Christi, and that was basically an anime convention, which had some comics here,
really?
Western comics here and there. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Do you know what kind of thing it's going to be there, Mike? Is it like Steve's talking about with that show, where it's an anime thing with some comics, or is it a comics thing with some anime, or is it balanced?
It's a good question. Let's take a look at some of these images here I pulled up, and show some of the guests that are coming. Looks like it could be. Looks like we got someone. What is this? Someone who played one of the. What do they call those? Sorry, the. I'm
Uh,
tripping. The
I don't know. Wakanda
essentially the
Warrior.
Warriors. Yeah, the
Oh, the
name
Dora
for
Milaje?
yeah, the Dora Milaje. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Dora Milaje.
Yes.
Yeah.
I must have missed that one. Dora
Yes, they.
Milaje.
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
a
that
huge
is.
Black Panther fan from the Christopher Priest era, so it kind of stuck with me.
Oh, so they actually pulled that group from the comics then.
Yes. Yeah, that's
Nice.
a Priest invention. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, I like that. I love when they draw from the comics because the comics always have like some of the best material. So, I mean, why not if you're gonna
Yeah.
take it anywhere? But look here, we got Dragon Ball. So there's some anime there, some more Marvel stuff. So it looks like maybe a mixture potentially.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's see. Here's who's this here? Peter Kalamas. Did he? Who did? Are you guys familiar with Peter?
I'm
Because it's showing me
Not
it's
off the
showing
top
me
of my
Goku,
head.
but I don't I thought Chris I thought that was a what's his name? Chris Schimmel? No, Sean Schimmel or whatever his name is. Anyway,
Yeah.
the yeah, it should be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know who this guy is, but he looks like he's ready to have some fun.
Yeah, it looks like you got it looks like you got a good mix there. There's some animation people, there's some anime people, there's
I think there's
some
even a
actors
wrestler
maybe
coming.
there, and yeah,
Cool.
right on.
Let's see. Yeah, so it should be good. Should be good. I'm excited for tomorrow, like I said. So I'll be updating people throughout the day, hopefully putting out some tweets. We've done live, actually, in the past, we've done live podcast episodes from the convention floor, and we usually go around and show the convention. But since I'm doing the convention solo tomorrow, I think it'd be a bit difficult to try and do a podcast and sell
You're
people
doing
stuff
the
at the same time.
convention solo?
Uh-huh.
Are you planning on using the truck driver's friend under the table? I mean, how's
No,
that gonna work?
no. I usually just trust on. I usually just pull the tablecloth over the material and maybe put some boxes on top, and then just trust that people will, with the honor system, that people aren't going to go and ransack my place while I'm gone. And then
Dang,
don't drink a lot of
that's
water.
gonna be rough not having somebody else.
I've
there
done it
to watch.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
I've never ran a table. I prepared for one, and I even scheduled a few, but it didn't work out. So
Oh yeah.
I don't. Yeah, but I don't.
I was always on the other side of the table.
Oh really? I think I've done. Let's see. Whoa! Gee, that scared the hell out of me. I thought someone's really mad or something.
The ferocious bean.
Oh my god. That's so funny. Yeah, I've done at least, I'd say, at least 8 to 10. No, probably 10 plus, I'd say.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so then you've done this whole thing where you just kind of covered up the table and went to the bathroom and come back before. Okay.
It's not ideal, but the other thing you can do is that once you do that is make friends with your table mate, like whoever's your booth next to you, and say, hey, I'm running the restroom. Could you mind just keep an eye on things and make sure everything's good? And usually people will be chill about that.
Right on.
So it's always good to make friends with your next door neighbor.
I have a question. When I was gonna schedule some conventions, they were with a specific circuit of conventions that were for instance, the Silver Age Comic Con is part of a specific circuit of conventions. I was just wondering if the ones that you scheduled for this year were individuals or are like part of a larger circuit. Like for instance, when I did that, because it was all part of one circuit of conventions, I was able to get a discount buying one at each one because it was all basically going to the same place.
Oh wow, that's nice, man. Yeah, I actually have not done that. I've seen that before. Like we did Alien Con, and they have a few different ones. We almost did a second one with Alien Con, which was Monster Con. We would love to do the Monster Con because that one really is cool. But so far, no. This year and past, we've usually done individual conventions, and so each one is usually run by a different organization, which makes it a lot of booking.
For sure.
Right, but it's cool. There's so many different ones out there, and we've done all sorts of different sizes of ones, from like the bigger ones that I mentioned to smaller ones like San Francisco Zine Fest, and I think there was Powerhouse Con is pretty good. So yeah,
Powerhouse. That's wait a minute. That's another one from that same convention I was talking about.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah.
I've done that one before. Yeah.
Well, see, you gotta. I wanna. I can't remember the name of the company that does it. It's something girl, like Comic Girl,
Yeah.
or
Sounds like right to me. Let's see here.
something like that. And anyway, if you do actually go to a few of those, you can actually get a discount on your table prices.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
they gave it to me anyway.
That's nice, man.
It was like it was because I got a discount on my second one, because I already had one in their convention circuit, and then I got like almost like a double discount on the third one because I had two already.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do good.
wanna say-
They do good conventions. I like their stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Looked
yes,
like it was
I
a
would go back
decent
to.
size.
Yeah, they're good size, and they have a variety of different stuff. Those ones are usually a mixture of comics and anime, which is
Right.
cool.
Yes.
They also do California Republic Comic Con. I've done that one in the past.
Yep. I was scheduled for that one too.
Oh, okay, nice. Very nice, man. Yeah, dude. Yeah, those are some good ones right there. I think we missed maybe a couple of them for this year, but hopefully we can go back for next year.
Nice.
Yeah, cons are fun. Cons are really cool. You get to meet a lot of people.
Yep.
That's good for networking.
You get to find a lot of really cool swag there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I've also come from both sides. Like I've also attended a lot of conventions in my time. I used to attend like several. Even before Wikid Publishing, I would usually go to like 3 or 4 conventions a year, and just to see what everything was and hang out. And I would usually sometimes a lot of times I would just go by myself and watch the panels. Go to like schedule like, okay, I'm gonna this time I'm gonna I'm gonna go these panels, and then I'm gonna go check out the store floor after that. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to go to one convention. I'm still going to go to this one day, but the biggest Star Trek convention is in Las Vegas, and so I actually had
That sounds really fun.
I bought tickets and everything, and it actually ended up costing me way more just to get there and to buy a hotel for the night than it did to actually go for the show.
Well, that's the hard part about. Also, on the flip side, again, is like to man these conventions can be difficult because like if the farther you go, then you have to start paying for hotel lodging and stuff.
Right.
And on top of you having to pay for the table. So yeah, it's
that
tough,
can
man.
get expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, our LA trips are always kind of expensive. Because you got to pay for either a flight or a train.
Right.
A hotel. The convention. Any food you need to survive.
Yeah, that's why I usually did local cons.
Mm-hmm. Totally, man.
I took a lot of train trips. Granted, this was back in my drinking days, but I liked trains because I got on, I opened a fifth of whiskey, and by the time I woke up, I was where I was going.
Oh my god! Just hope you don't miss your destination.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm back home again. We went in a full circle.
No, I imagine they would have woke me up before they turned around.
Oh man. Yeah, I drinking. Yeah, getting a night. I like to order a beer on the train if they have it. That's a nice fun day.
I've learned from going on trains and going to the airport that you always want to bring your own whatever.
You can't really get on the airplane anymore, though.
No.
They don't want to, man.
I actually last time I was on a plane, I did bring a fifth of whiskey, and I opened it up and I took a couple drinks, and the stewardess was like, "You can't drink that on here." But she totally went back and grabbed me a couple of the little bottles.
Of course she did.
And she was like, "Here, you can drink these." Like,
so
all right,
dumb.
thanks.
Hey, don't drink yours.
Here, don't drink that. Drink this.
Yeah. What was that, Steve?
Don't drink your hooch. Drink ours.
Exactly,
That's right,
man. It's like, geez. That's really hilarious. It's
But
kind
she
of one of those
totally
weird
didn't
things,
charge
man.
me for that. I don't know. I
Really?
don't know if that was. Yeah, I don't know if that was flirting or if she was just trying to get me to not drink out of my bottle. But she didn't charge me for that. There's nothing. She just gave them to me. Not sure what
Wow.
was up with that.
That's pretty funny, man. Oh, by the way, I got the proofs in for the latest comic order, and I was just looking at them
nice.
right now, and I totally just noticed a really fun fact about our printer that I thought I'd just share on our printer or our podcast right now.
What's that?
Because it's really hilarious. They name their printing machines, and it lists the proof is listed like the proof sticker lists what machine it was printed on, and so let me give you the names for their 6 printing machines. Comics Wellspring has printer Jamie, Steve, Bertha, Bond, Stella, and my favorite, Godfather. They print, and wouldn't you know it, they printed Barrels number 4 on Godfather.
Nice.
That's appropriate. That is very
Yeah. So great. Oh my god, it's so hilarious. They have a great sense of humor for that one. Because I
just
noticed all the
realized
other
James and Bond. Yeah,
yeah, really.
That's not related.
What's hilarious too is because all the other proofs were printed on Jamie, and this one was the only one on Godfather.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
so they definitely did that on purpose. That's great.
Yeah, didn't you say? I don't want to put you on the spot here, but I'm trying to remember. Didn't you say that you were printing Dragon Girl Albino Warrior in this run?
I am. Yeah, I have that one right here in my hands, actually.
Oh wow!
Awesome.
See, that's the last comic that we don't have in printed form,
which is really nice. Yeah.
And
just print Blitz on Steve. That'll be fine.
Yeah. Can we request that which printer they print our comics on?
Yeah, really. That's so funny. Yeah. We put that in the notes.
Yeah, we need Blitz printed on Steve. It's just a thing.
It's just yeah. Don't ask questions.
But just so all of our
listeners
listeners
get excited for next product.
Yeah. just so all of our listeners know, the only place right now that you can buy any Omen Comics or Revelation Comics physical copies is at the Wikid store. So go by there and check that out. They're only $5 a piece plus shipping.
And soon to be at conventions as well.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Yeah, dude, I'm really excited. I'm after the podcast, I'm gonna go pick up a few things for tomorrow. I need to replenish on our business cards and a few other things. But yeah, I think the comics are gonna look great on the table. All the covers look really fantastic, so I think they're really gonna pop. We got is that really the last one then? Because is Seder printed yet? That's a Revelations.
Yeah, that's Revelation Comics. Yes, all Dragon Girl Albino Warrior is the last one that we don't have printed yet.
Okay, yeah. So I think I may have made a misspoke the other day. I think we also need to print Seder as well for Revelation.
Let me check that right now. I think you have that printed.
Did we? I was looking at my stock here. I wasn't sure if I just wasn't looking on the right box. Maybe.
Let me see here.
Yeah.
Seder physical copy, $5. It's right there on the website.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It's got to be around here somewhere. And then let's see. Maybe because I have them all the boxes labeled. Let's see. Maybe this one's flipped around. No. Huh. I'll look around later. I'm sure if I have it on the website, it's got to be around here somewhere. But that's cool, man. Oh yeah, there it is. Seder number 1. Oh, that's interesting. I forgot to write it on the side of the box. It's just written on the top for some reason. Okay.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Sweet. Yeah, in that case, you're right. That is the last, including Revelations, I believe, as well, right? Because we have Blitz, we have
you got
Insurrection.
all Revelation, yeah.
All 11 books.
Hopefully, in the near future, when SAD releases, we can do a print run for that as well.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's already in the process of being made. So
Woohoo.
Yep, the
Yep.
art is being done as we speak.
Yep. Do you know if I need to? I really want to get. I want to save up to buy that print from Tosin. For if he still has it. I don't know if he's sold. I know he's selling copy prints, but he was also selling the original at one
Of
point
what?
too. It's I'm trying to find. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Maybe I can just pull up his. It's one of his. It's like he has standalone art pieces.
Yeah.
It's one of my. It's my favorite piece by him that I've been eyeing for a while.
Oh, okay.
Might just cave and buy the print copy of it since it's a little bit more affordable, to be honest. And I do really want the art. It's called like I thought it was called. I thought it was honestly. I thought it was. Man, what was it called? I know this is like not helpful. Does he have a website?
I think he's on some type of an art site. I've seen him sharing from an art site, but I don't know what it is. If you want, I can just hook you up with his email.
Here it
when this
is.
is over.
Huh?
Okay. I said, if you want, I can just hook you up with his email when this is over.
Oh no, I've actually talked to him directly about it already on Twitter.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
This one.
Ah, yeah.
I love that
I've
piece,
seen
man.
that one.
That's a really good one. So I gotta get a print of that soon here. I know he was selling it.
It kind of reminds me of that. What was it that I want to say it was a Pixar film about all the different emotions inside somebody?
Yeah. Inside Out.
Inside Out.
Yeah. Inside Out. Yeah.
That's funny, man.
Because I mean, it's like they're all different expressions, like all over him, like, and then like his head looks like it's about to explode or something.
Yeah, that's a really cool piece, dude.
It's just really bursting with all this like emotional energy in the picture.
And it looks like he's maybe like holding some sort of a briefcase in the left hand, perhaps.
Right.
And something on the right there. It's very interesting. I like the composition on this one. He's a very talented artist.
That he is.
Very.
Yeah, Sad should be cool, man.
Yeah, that is a different kind of comic than I've ever scripted before.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing I love about Tosin. He always goes and makes comics that really aren't like anything else we put on the stand, and it's so much of it is because he brings that unique perspective from being from Nigeria.
That is so cool. I love that too because, like you said, he kind of is like the third player in the Omen and Revelations.
He definitely
storytelling, yeah,
definitely is, yeah.
Which is so cool. Like you don't usually get to see the artists get to express themselves in that way a lot of times. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah. We definitely a benefit having him there to do that with this unique stories that he tells and his unique art style. I really think like after having him do just the first couple of Omen Comics books, I really felt like he had created the visual feel of the universe of the Omenverse, like with his art style and his shading and his coloring. It like he created this other world, and I think I mean just having somebody else try to do that, I don't think it can be the same.
I'm really impressed with the stuff that he did for Guardians, especially. Like, I think he really captured the flavor of that time period in a way that not many artists would have been able to pull off.
Whoa,
for sure,
that's amazing. And to be able to do that, and then also do all the modern day storytelling as well. He's juggling a lot, for sure.
Yep. In fact,
so cool,
just a little shout out here. Anybody looking for an artist to do some work, he is currently available. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if I don't know where I could share that. It's at AWOTOSIN at Awotosin.
Is that it? You mean sharing his Twitter?
Yeah.
I can put that up on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's got great rates, and he's a really hard worker.
Mhm.
Does excellent work.
He works for us. He works for NEM for Blood World as well. So he gets around a lot, and he does a lot of good stuff.
Sorry, I let's see. It's saying let's make it do as a banner. It wasn't letting me put up the thing because technically we're not live right now.
Oh, okay.
But let me see. There we go. I'll do it as a banner.
There we go.
That works too. So yeah, go check out his work there, and he has some prints and stuff available as well. And so
Yeah.
a lot of cool stuff to check out there. But yeah, so what have you guys been working on? Any writing projects you guys have been doing lately, or anything like that?
Well, I'm currently working on 2 projects. I'm working
Nice.
on turning one comic into a prose book.
You are
And
really?
yeah, and I'm working on the other one. I'm working on is Seder #2.
Oh, cool. You're working on the script.
Yep.
Very nice, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of working on Blitz #2 is going to be coming out next year, and I have a draft for that done. It just needs to be
Nice.
polished up, but it should be ready by then. Beyond that, I have stuff for Blood World that I'm working on. I have like an idea for like some prose stuff to do with the Perspectives anthology that I did, the character that I created for that. So Ashland Frost. So I may do some more with that.
That sounds nice, man. Especially, we'd be cool, interested to see Blitz #2.
Yeah,
where the story goes with that.
Blitz #2. We were actually gonna do Seder #2 next year, but it would seem like the fans had a different idea. Blitz #1 is currently at 1.6K reads on Global Comics.
Oh wow! Damn.
Yeah,
That's doing really
so
well.
I'm kind of stunned because for a while it seemed like Seder was doing better, and then Blitz just gradually got some momentum behind it. So
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So like we decided the fans wanted to see Blitz #2.
So you pushed it
That's
up
what-
because you demanded it.
That's right.
That's nice, man. Dude, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that maybe it's the superhero nature of it. Superhero stories are still ever popular. It's kind of like the evergreen kind of genre in a way.
I feel like from my perspective, it feels like superhero comics were popular for quite a while, and then there was a very obvious dip where it didn't seem like people were interested in superhero comics at all, and it feels like they have recently kind of gone up in popularity.
Yeah.
I'm seeing more people.
What goes around comes around, especially in comics. I mean, superheroes to a certain extent will always be evergreen. It just has its ups and downs, depending on the market and what's popular.
That's true. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it is a good genre for that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a little bit there where superhero comics as a genre had kind of sunk down to a point where we were kind of leery of talking about our comics as superhero comics because we thought maybe people might avoid them simply because word was being used in there.
I mean, the thing is, you can't really run away from that with that book. I mean, there are other genres that it dovetails into. Night Spider's the Gentleman Thief, and you get to play a bit with that. But I've always have been pretty open about it being fundamentally a superhero comic.
It kind of is an interesting question of what defines the superhero comic,
Yeah, that is a complicated question.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. It's almost like when you see it kind of thing.
Basically, yeah.
My favorite. Sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
I think even the term superhero has kind of come to mean a variety of different things. At one point, there was a difference. They called them superheroes because they were unlike, say, like the pulp heroes who didn't have superpowers for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
They were just men with a gadget or in a costume or whatever. And then with Superman coming, and then with Wonder Woman and stuff like that, you actually get super powered people. But now I've noticed that the term is kind of just broad. Like basically, if you fight crime or evil or whatever, you can be a superhero.
Yeah, a lot of it is also like secret identities, wearing masks, things like that.
Right.
Well, I think you're right, though.
Of that.
Like vigilante essentially becomes synonymous with superhero at this point, right?
Right.
Even though vigilante could just mean like you have the show. I don't know if you guys have heard a show called Person of Interest. It was starring Jim Caviezel. Great show. But he's the vigilante, they call him. But it's clearly not a superhero show. But you put a mask on him, and then all of a sudden, it would be a superhero show. Give him like a baton or something. So it's like a fine line, right?
You know what's awesome is that there are literal superheroes out there now. For instance, there's a guy in I want to say Seattle. Maybe I don't remember exactly where is it. Phoenix Jones. Have you heard of him?
I've not heard of him specifically. I have heard of the phenomena, though.
But there are people that actually put on costumes and literally fight crime.
Kind of wild, man.
I particularly find that interesting with because of how like Watchmen described the process of how you start out with comic books, and some people inspired by those comics decided to put on costumes and fight crime, and those
I'll be honest with you, dog.
inspired others to do that.
When I was in high school and after watching Kick-Ass, I was like, I want to go out and fight crime now. I want to get a costume to fight crime.
Dude, when I was like 11 or 12, I literally made my own costume and everything. I was planning on doing it. I was just too much of a pussy to go out.
Probably for the best. Let's be honest.
I'm not sure how much an 11 or 12-year-old kid was going to accomplish out there.
Yeah.
No.
Probably not a good idea.
Well, it's kind of like how I wanted to be an astronaut, and then I kind of realized, I couldn't handle the training.
Right? Yeah, fantasy versus reality is a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Right. But I will say though that I think that I can actually say comic books are I cannot see something that I believe to be wrong take place in front of me and not do something about it. So I honestly think I got that from reading comics. Like especially like in the 80s and stuff, in the 90s, they kind of preached that in the comics, where it was like, if something is wrong, then you need to do something. There was this whole thing that went along with the superhero message there that and I don't know. I guess I attribute that to comics.
I can see that, man.
Yeah, I think this is why having superheroes, have a positive message, and having heroes actually be heroic is actually quite important, because this is the stuff that influences people for good or bad.
So not Watchmen then.
I think Watchmen is a good example of what not to do.
That's true, because it does it. The writer in the comic knows that it's telling you what not to do. It's not like
Moore never never in any way like intended for them to be moral. In fact, his intention was for Rorschach to, for example, to be hated. So, which
is so funny that like so many people idolize Rorschach. Like, I mean, I love the character. I love him. I love so many aspects about him, but I can't be blind to the fact that he was a very problematic person.
Everybody's messed up in that book in some way.
Totally.
I think that really, I mean, if we can find one good person in there, really, I'm thinking Daniel Dreiberg.
What about Lori? Maybe Lori.
She's not too bad.
Yeah, maybe Lori too. Yeah, that might be why they make such a good couple.
Yeah, right. I can see that. Yeah.
And Hollis Mason was pretty good up until.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Hollis Mason was cool. Great comic, Avi, and you should go listen to the podcast episode on the Omens Revelation Podcast Network, all about Watchmen.
Yeah, we will be doing an episode on that upcoming.
Yes, it should be on the channel
yeah.
hopefully soon.
Yeah, coming up.
That'll be a good one. You got to get your homework done first, now.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It took a lot of reading and a lot of
You don't know homework until you try to do a deep dive into Watchmen. Let me tell you.
There's so much to it, man.
Let's just say the amount of material that we've been coming up with for 12 issues of this one comic has been about more or less what we put into like 40 like superhero series that have been around for like 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is pretty amazing, isn't it?
The layers of Watchmen have layers.
So many layers.
They're like odors, and they have layers.
Well, if you want a video game to play, I don't know if you guys are much into video games, but there is a Watchmen game that is co-op. So if you guys want to game,
I think I had heard of that one. I've never played it, but I think I know the one you're talking about.
I played it back in the day. It was a fun beat 'em up game. You can either play as Rorschach or the Night Owl, and there's puzzles, there's combat. Each character plays very differently. So it's a pretty fun game actually, and it tells a little story, original story set before the movie, but after the before Watchmen stuff, so in between time.
You mean? Do you mean? You're talking about Night Owl 2, right? Daniel Driver.
Yeah.
Driver.
Sorry,
okay.
my bad.
So
same time as Rorschach. So yeah, it would be Driver.
Mm-hmm.
So Night Owl and Rorschach used to work together. Is it based on that
exactly
relationship there?
And some of the bad guys that they took down together during that time.
Okay, yeah, that would be fun.
It is. It's good. It's a good game, and it's actually really, I think it's pretty solid. Good combat, good story, good puzzles. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll be honest. The last time I bought a game system, it was a PS3.
Okay, so not too far off, just a couple generations back,
Yeah. I really want to play these new games and stuff, but I can't justify spending that much money on a game system.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I feel you, man.
The what was it like? I want to say like 300, 350, something like that when I bought the PS3, and that was about as much as I ever want to spend on a game system.
Well, they might start getting cheaper in a couple of years here.
Yeah, eventually. I mean, it's just that because of the pandemic, these things ended up being really expensive.
True, and then it people couldn't get them either, and so it prolonged the length of time that they stayed at the top tier pricing.
So like PlayStation, I guess, had to pay more to make the PS5 or something like that.
Well, it was just supply was lower, and there were a lot of people. Yeah, there were shortages, and there were people buying them to sell at high prices.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, I hate that.
They would buy them all off the store shelves, so no one could get it. And
I got paid, and I bought them factory, but it took a while.
Which one?
Actually both, but
I
was
really?
thinking PS5. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I did get myself an Xbox Series X a couple years back.
Yeah.
And definitely, I know, Mike, I can get your sentiment, but for me, it's definitely been worth the money because I've gotten a lot of use out of it because the new systems actually have 4K Blu-ray players on them. So if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff, that it also is multi-purpose. So it's a pretty good investment.
I actually had to buy 2 PS3s.
Oh God.
The first one I bought, I was using it. I even got the remote for it, but I was using it as a DVD player.
Oh, really?
And right. So, but it honestly, I think it wore out the I don't know the lens
disc
reader or something. After a while, I could only play the digital games on there. It wouldn't read any of my discs anymore.
Oh, that's pretty awful. Yeah. Damn. That's kind of a bummer, man. It kind of reminds me of when I had an Xbox 360 back in the day, and that one got the red ring of death.
Oh yeah. I was fortunate that mine never did, but there were some moments.
Yeah, that's wild. You never want to see that. That's for sure.
I did have I do actually have a PS4 Pro that I use for watching videos, so so I do get some use out of that one. And since I'm not really playing games on it anymore, it just seems like it's my full time, DVD Blu-ray player.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
and yours didn't. It's not wearing out or whatever with using
No,
this.
no, not that one. No, not
Ah.
that one. Although I did have a previous one before I got the Pro. That was like the regular PS4 Slim, I believe. That one it did burn out, and it's the only
Okay.
like game system that actually has broken down on me.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
So they don't make it like they used to, I guess.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say maybe hopefully the new generation they fix that. Oh, fingers crossed that mine doesn't break. You know, although I have this really lame thing that happens sometimes. I'm not sure if it's an issue. I think maybe it's an issue with the HDMI cable or something. I'm not really sure, but the game will start like flashing with like a green screen almost, and then the game starts crashing, and then the whole system crashes.
Oh, jeez.
Oh wow.
And it most of the time works fine, but then sometimes it'll just start doing that, and I have to like mess with it for a while to get it back.
If that was on a computer, I'd say it was a virus.
Well, it feels like it. Yeah, it feels like a virus. I don't know, man. Yeah.
See, Bean doesn't like it either. He was like, "Fuck that."
No, Steve, are you much into? You ever get into the anime scene?
Not a whole lot.
Okay.
I do.
But Bean definitely watches a lot of anime. It sounds like.
I do like My Hero Academia, things like
Nice.
that. Yeah, that kind of stuff. My nephew got into that, and it was pretty good.
I love that show. Yeah, I actually just went and saw a anime movie in theaters yesterday called Psychopaths. It's a sci-fi series, pretty cool series. Essentially, it's a little bit like Minority Report. Essentially, there's something called a crime coefficient, where that measures people's level of crime capability or capacity for crime, and if the cops, you could call them essentially the inspectors, they have these guns called dominators that are trigger locked to the system, and so that if it's under 300, it's like stun, but anything over 300 is automatically lethal kill mode. And so it's this kind of dystopian society where it's like everything's run by the system and anybody could become a potential criminal. And then the kicker part is that the investigators get so close to these cases that they ultimately become at risk to become criminals themselves.
Yeah, I seem to recall Nemesis talking about it, and he said it gets pretty dark.
It is very dark. It is definitely one of the most dark anime for sure.
I feel like it has to be more complicated than that. Otherwise, that's just a messed up system. Everyone on the planet has the potential to be a criminal.
Well, so it measures things like stress levels, and it has a complex system, and it does get more complicated. If you get further into the series, you start to learn more about how the system actually functions and how it works.
Right.
But on the level, the idea is that any normal citizen whose mind is peaceful and is not going to be have stress from committing crime or a heightened elevation is going to have a lower level. But things like the problem is that things like seeing someone get murdered can cause what's called a psychohazard, where a bunch of people all of a sudden their psychopaths or their numbers essentially go down. It is a bit complicated, but
it's kind of a social credit score kind of thing.
Yes, exactly, exactly like that. Yeah,
it just feels like it does not take horror writers into consideration.
What do you mean?
And I personally take that. I personally take that offensively.
Well, I'm sure that the people like that would
just
end
my
up
search history alone on the things that I've looked up in my writing and stuff.
You would probably become what's called a latent criminal.
Shot.
You would become what's called a latent criminal, which is someone who maybe hasn't committed a crime yet, but your psychopath number has gone up so high that you can no longer be part of normal society. And if it gets really bad, you'll be put into rehabilitation and locked away.
God damn. Well,
but you can do things like take supplements to help lower your hue. That's what they call it. Hue is another name for it. Essentially, they assign it a color. If you're clear, if your hue is clear, then that's a good. But you don't want a dark hue.
Yeah. Happiness is mandatory. The computer is your friend.
That literally is they have a game called Psychopaths Happiness is Mandatory.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is very apt.
Yeah, I imagine they were probably influenced by Paranoia, which worked
Oh
right
yeah,
at that
I'm sure. Yeah, I 100% believe that stuff like that, and Blade Runner, and of course Minority Report, as we already mentioned, and
does Doctor Doom by chance rule this place?
Seems like he would be fitting well there.
Yeah, as long as he's in charge of it, he would love it.
Exactly, that's the key part.
He's just the only person I know where happiness is mandatory.
Although, if anybody could start from the bottom and then work his way up into in charge of the place, it would be Doom.
They have yet to do a good Doctor Doom on screen.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate. I'm really. I wish I could say I had faith in the MCU to do it right, but I really don't. But on the other hand, it's like, Fan Four Stick is so bad that you can only get better from there.
Was he the last one?
Yeah, that was the last one.
Okay, yeah, with Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know his name, but yeah, that one was. Oh man, I watched that one recently.
Do not watch it.
I think that what they're going to have to do if they're going to do a proper Doom is they're going to have to quit trying to mix the origins of the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom.
Oh
yeah, that's a large part of the problem.
Interesting.
They evolve separately. You know what I mean? Richards and Doom knew each other. But like their origins aren't the same. They completely different backgrounds and stuff like that. And
they tried to shove it in together in the last movie.
Yeah, and it ruins it. It
give
takes
him
away
his own movie.
Yeah,
exactly. They're doing it with Craven. They may as well give Doom his own movie.
Although, yeah, I'm gonna go see Craven. I think just to see what it's like. Hoping it's not another Morbius situation.
Honestly, I don't think Morbius was good. I didn't think it was as bad as I heard everybody say it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It seems like
I think.
It seems like they really made it more of a joke.
Well, I think the problem is
everything's a meme.
I think one of the bigger problems is that where we're at in superhero movies is that movie felt like it should have come out in like 2008. We're at that time it was like, okay, you can put the you can have your superhero and then you can have the villain be the opposite of that superhero, and that was kind of like the thing for a while. But I feel like we've seen that so much already that we really don't want that anymore. From at least that's my take on it.
Basically, the moviegoers are now getting a taste of what comic book readers have been feeling for a long time.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh man, that's funny. I guess it's bound to happen eventually.
Right?
Oh man, but yeah, that we'll see. Comic book movies always kind of a hit or miss. So,
hey, can we talk Arkham PI for a second?
Sure, man. I'm always down to talk Arkham PI.
Yes. All right. I'm kind of curious. There's a couple of things. One, in the last one, in the Asylum adventure there, we didn't get to finish taking down the Asylum.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of stuck in the craw of my character.
Look, we survived.
Right?
We survived another encounter with a Lovecraftian elder god, and we lived to tell the tale. I'm willing to take it as a win.
Yeah, well, yeah. What would you want to do?
We saved the one guy. We saved that one guy.
I mean, you can always try and come back later and take him down once you've got some tools to do so.
That's what I was wondering. I was wondering if maybe, with you being the keeper of arcane lore and all that, maybe you could kind of work in where we could go back and try and take down the Asylum itself at some point.
That'd be fun.
I'd like to find out what happens when we get that disc back where it's supposed to be and stuff like that. There's just I wanted to explore a bit more in there.
Yeah, it was kind of not a lot of time towards the end there.
Yeah,
with everything going crazy. Well, yeah, definitely. I think we could definitely probably make that work.
That would be cool.
Because I think I think the way we ended it left it open enough that you could return and finish things, and maybe even take down that creature that you saw.
Well, I don't know about that.
Get some magical tomes with you. Learn how to
Yeah.
control it. Use it for your own advantage, even maybe.
I gotta say though, I don't know how Myers managed to be around that creature and actually end up with more sanity points than he started with. I lucked out pretty good
He's
there.
stalwart, that's for sure.
Yep.
Your guy has experience with the occult, so maybe that helps him deal with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we got another game coming up here on the 29th.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. You guys are in trouble with the law.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. Not looking good for you guys, you know. The DA's right now is considering pressing charges against you, I think.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Things are not looking good. Mm-hmm.
We didn't even get paid. It's not fair.
You guys got to find someone who actually pays you well.
We do. I mean,
yeah, I'm really excited for this one.
Poor
Actually.
Harry's got a private investigative business, and he has yet to make $1 since we started.
So
In fact,
far,
I think we paid out a bit more than we've actually made.
Oh, for sure. Now we've been to Salem and one other place, I think, right? Danvers. No,
Yeah.
let's see. That's in. Is Danvers a place, or is that just the name of the asylum?
No, yeah, we went to Danvers.
And so this is the first time we'll be doing one in Arkham, and I'm really excited because not only is it going to be a good scenario to introduce some really cool stuff, but I have a whole source book on Arkham.
Nice.
And so I'm going to really try and put a lot into it to make you guys get the layout of Arkham and the feel of the place and make it really feel like it's a full place you can explore.
Are we we had talked a little bit about actually starting an ongoing campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think maybe that will build out of what we're going to be doing next year?
Yeah, I'm gonna introduce a character who's going to become a long-term contact for you if you play things right. And this character, I would like to then have him introduce you into the campaign.
Do you mean other than Luciano?
Mm-hmm. He's my favorite character. He's my character I use most often in games.
Okay.
I've used him in a lot of campaigns in the past.
And you just happen to name him after the leader of the 5 families.
Oh no, not that guy. Not Luciano. This is
in the last game we met a guy named Luciano, and he was supposed to be this new contact for us and everything.
He is, but he's not. He's not one I'm using. He's not the big one I'm talking about now. This guy's. If you guys, do you mind if I say his name? I mean, it's not like it's that big of a spoiler. His name is Dr. Armitage, and he works at Miskatonic University.
I do remember you mentioning that name before. I can't
probably
remember.
I probably mentioned maybe in passing or something. But yeah, I love bringing him. He's a great because he works at the university, so he has access to a lot of lore, and he's a great resource to have.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And so I think I'll bring him into the games. And then I won't spoil this, but I actually have a surprise cameo that I'm bringing in for the next game.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm. That I think you guys are gonna really enjoy. So yeah, that should be fun, man.
So what do you think? What do you think, Steve? Should Harry start demanding money up front?
after that last adventure, I think that might not be a bad idea.
We're gonna at least
they'll pay for themselves.
How come your buddy didn't give you any money? I wonder. You know, for breaking him out.
Yeah.
Cheapskate.
Yeah.
That's why I'm kind of doing more mundane jobs to pay the rent. You know. It seems like whenever we do one of these, crazy occult jobs, that's when we get stiffed.
Yep. A bunch of lousy nonsense, man.
I mean, there is some benefits. I mean, we do get to burn down the occasional hotel.
I do like how hardcore Harry is getting. I'm having fun with that.
Right, dude. Harry's like a stone cold killer.
I mean, he's a guy who's really like, look, I'm in a war with evil. I'm not pulling any of the stops. So.
Right. It's either you or me. It ain't gonna be me.
Yeah, exactly.
What's gonna be weird about that is that is so in contrast with Dr. Myers, and Harry and Myers are good friends. So that's gonna be I honestly don't know how that's gonna play out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the thing of it is like Harry knows where Myers is coming from. I mean, it's not that he's completely unsympathetic. It's more that, we are in a war with things beyond our comprehension, and that, the law is completely incapable of dealing with. So, he's kind of having to play by his own rules, and there's no script.
Right. It's just unlike Star Trek. Doctors in this universe actually took the Hippocratic Oath.
Yeah.
They got Beverly shooting people, killing people, flying ships, all kinds of other stuff. That I went on Strange New Worlds is beating people's ass and everything. It's like, where did the Hippocratic Oath go?
They're kind of like Dr. Watson is kind of like my thinking. Like, they're doctors and they're all that, but they're also soldiers, so they have to kind of balance it too.
That's what I was gonna say. It's funny you mentioned it, Mike, because I read that tweet the other day, and then I've been reading an Indiana Jones book called The Army of the Dead, which is about like zombies or whatever. But it's the bad guys there's two sides, the Germans and then the Japanese. And the Japanese sergeant was talking about he's like essentially saying like how he always carried his sword. He was going over the history of the sword in the Japanese army, and he said, "Yes, I'm a medical doctor and I can heal, but I'm also a soldier and I can I can kill when I need to."
Yeah, I suppose that I get that. That just I mean,
yeah, it's weird.
that is not my perception of the Hippocratic Oath or somebody who took it. I think you can be a soldier or you can be a doctor. Trying to combine the two conflict with each other is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I get you.
It's like I try to save the good people and then I kill the bad
ones. As they say, a house divided against itself cannot stand.
Yeah,
very true. Well, yeah. Definitely a good thing you have Dr. Myers in the group to help steer everybody correctly.
Yeah, I usually play like more ethical characters than that, but it's kind of fun like breaking against type a bit.
Right? Yeah, that is always fun.
I think it has been true to character though. I mean, I don't think you've veered off or anything. It's
just I just veered away from what I normally play is what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that I chose such a noble, good character for your D&D game.
Yeah, that really worked.
Yeah, it did, huh? Yeah. Thanks, I appreciate that. Yeah, it was really fun. It was really fun joining you guys.
Yeah, we gotta make you a Candlekeep player too. Candlekeep character too.
Oh yeah, that'd be good, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because so it's like I think it's like Jeff's wizard character. I'm playing a cleric of Mistra, and I don't remember who are you playing, Mike?
Let's see in Silverlead. Urk.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Eric
right.
Okra.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Eric Okra Ranger. Yeah.
A what?
He's an eagle. He's an eagle man, and he is a ranger.
You're an eagle man.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
Well, the general idea is that I got booted out of my nest and out of the dimension I was in, and so now I am my his whole mission, his point, is to try and get back to his family. But he
that's
doesn't know
cool.
how to get there. He doesn't. He was originally, the character was originally a what do you call that? When you go to the different dimensions, I'm thinking Planeswalker, but that's Magic of the Gathering.
Planescape is we had a couple of characters from Planescape that Neff did in his campaign. So yeah, Urk was came from there.
So he was originally going to be, what is it? I think it's called a Horizon Walker, where he goes where he was able to go to the different dimensions, and he was looking for the particular one. But we had to, in Candlekeep, we had to drop it down. We had to drop it down to level 1, and so he didn't. He couldn't be a Horizon Walker yet. So for right now, he's still trying to figure out how to even get to these other dimensions.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
We have a
bit of jumping around between campaigns for some of our characters. So Devlin was originally in Candlekeep. He moved over to Silverlight.
Death at Silverlight Manor,
Yeah.
Which is the one we just did, right?
Yeah.
I particularly like Devlin because he just randomly breaks into song.
Yeah.
He's a bard, right?
I kind of like playing him, a bit swashbucklery. Those kinds of characters really appeal to me. And
that's funny.
I took some influences from various bard type characters, mainly Prince Oliver from the Trails Legends of Heroes series, and Scanlan, things like that.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
I think
Nightcrawler, of course.
The only major difference I can think of between Scanlan and Devlin is Devlin is not a whore.
Yeah. Devlin is.
Otherwise,
Devlin may get involved with people, but it's not it's not like the way that Scanlan does, where he seems to do it like mainly for attention. Like Devlin's really more like interested in beauty in whatever form it takes, and it's inner beauty as well as outer beauty. I mean, he has people he will not actually chase because he doesn't want to defile them.
Oh, yeah. Scanlan has no such scruples.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched the second season. I got to get around to doing that.
The second season is really good. It's the first season I kind of need to recap on a little bit. But second season gets really interesting because they start fighting the dragons, and they end up finding these ultimate weapons, and it ends. They actually take a trip to the Feywild as well.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I'd be interested in seeing that. I've only heard things about the Feywild.
I think the idea is that they're trying to get this magic bow from a corrupted archfey.
Oh, archfey.
Yeah, archfey are like basically they're basically lords of the Fey, like over on Titania.
Okay.
And that's on your YouTube channel?
That's
you can get it on Amazon.
Okay.
Although it is based on it is based on a YouTube campaign, D&D campaign. They just put it in animated form on Amazon.
Oh really? Oh, that's cool, dude.
Yeah.
I think that is the only time I've heard the word. Like normally, if you're in D&D, if you put arch in front of something, it's right next to a class, like Arch Druid or Arch whatever. I think Archfey is the only one I've ever heard attached to it.
Archdevils as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like devil lords are archdevils.
Okay, I see. Yeah. Looking forward to playing that tomorrow.
Yeah, you guys got a new game. I was gonna say you guys got a new game tomorrow, don't you?
Yeah.
What's going on in your session right now?
We survived this big battle with the Black Earth cult, who we've been trying to go after for a while because we're trying to rescue Nem's cleric Karlsruhe. And what ended up happening was that we got in this big fight with the leaders of the Black Earth. And in order to not get us killed, our friend whodunit, the Harengon warlock artificer, decided to destroy a bag of holding and containing all the stuff that we carried for a while. So we have no money and no stuff except for the stuff that we were holding on each other. Yeah.
Wait, who did? Who
our lives
it?
though?
I was ready to hit the wizard with a lightning bolt, and And
wait, so wait, how did it save your life?
He opened a portal and they all died. And
they didn't all die. When you put an extra dimensional thing like a bag of holding inside another type of thing, it apparently creates this type of, I don't know, like almost like an explosion that takes out certain radius.
Yeah, it's a dimensional implosion type thing.
Jeez.
Yeah. And if he hadn't have done that, I'm not sure we would have made that. We were totally surrounded and we were on our last ropes there. I mean,
wow.
I was ready to throw a lightning bolt at all those guys. It would have given them some serious damage.
Damn. Man,
there was this really fun thing going on in the last session where several sessions back, Greg decided that he pictured Bjorn as a naked barbarian. And I've just been kind of playing along with it since then. Yeah. Then in the last episode, Whodunit made Bjorn giant. So he was like a 12-foot tall barbarian. And let's just say there was an extra member of the group.
Yeah. Yikes. Talk about awkward, man. It's like, where do we do, guys? Just keep looking forward. Don't just eyes on, eyes ahead. Oh man, that sounds like a wild time, man.
Cirrus made the comment, I need to try and make it between Boja's trunk and Bjorn's trunk.
Yeah.
It was
things you never want to know about Bjorn.
I was gonna say, you guys always have a good time, don't you?
Yeah.
Honestly, that's. I mean, we had some really good friendships with everybody in the group. So.
Yeah. Honestly, kind of having a good time is kind of a thing with our whole podcast network, really. We have fun on all of the shows that we do there, and it's. I don't know. In my opinion, I think that's at least part of the appeal. If you're having fun, the listener's probably going to have fun too.
Yeah, I would think so. And
I think the most fun is probably had on Fellowship of the D20.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because you never know what kind of crazy things they'll throw at us, or what somebody will come up with in terms of being a joke, or what references somebody
might pull. Yeah. The pop culture references.
Yeah. If you can do a well-timed pop culture reference, you can get inspiration.
Yeah. Or if Mem is watching a soccer game and his team scores.
Yeah, I did see that firsthand. Yeah. What level are you guys now on?
Level 10. I think we're like 1,000 XP from level 11, which is going to be.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
Really? Oh wow! You start getting some new stuff.
Yeah, because some of our spells are going to go up, scale upwards a bit, and I know we're going to be in tier 3, like starting next level.
Yeah.
That's nice, man.
Yeah,
that'll be cool.
I need to focus on magic a lot more. So. I got all the paladin spells I need.
Bjorn is still having issues with magic, trying to figure it all out. I mean, his thing is to kill people with his axe. Casting spells is not. It doesn't even really occur to him most of the time.
That's probably for the best because he can't cast spells when raging.
Yep.
Now I am curious. To shift topics to the kind of a little bit back to the Call of Cthulhu. Um, for a campaign, I have one in mind. Um, it's kind of a globe-trotting campaign. Does that sound like something that might appeal to you?
Oh yeah,
Cool, cool, cool. Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind doing like an Indiana Jones type of Cthulhu thing. Yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah, it definitely kind of has that vibe.
Oh yeah, that could
And
be cool.
yeah, awesome. The one I have in mind is it's one of the most famous Call of Cthulhu campaigns, and it has a really cool thing where it has a lot of agency. Where one of the last kind of big infamous campaigns that I ran back in the day for Cthulhu was very linear. This one is very open ended and allows you to tackle things in any direction and uh, any order you want to, and has a lot of flexibility.
Cool.
That's got to be. I mean, I don't know. I've never DM'd a game or been a keeper of arcane lore, but it would seem to me a very open ended, like anything could happen scenario. I mean, granted that's just part of being a DM or a keeper, I imagine, but for something to be that, I mean, just built as open ended, like it could go any direction. How does one prepare for that? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, yeah, it's a lot of work. They said this is one of the most ambitious campaigns to run for a keeper. There's a lot of characters, a lot of locations, a lot of stuff to keep track of. But it's apparently pretty rewarding if you can make it all work.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Hopefully, you guys will enjoy it, and I'm gonna. I think I know exactly how to launch you guys into it. So after this next scenario, I think maybe we'll get started on that if people are down.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I was supposed to see Indiana Jones last week when my screening got canceled.
What?
From what I hear, you probably got off lucky.
Unfortunately, yeah, the movie is bombing, dude.
Yeah, I'm a huge Indiana Jones fan, but I don't think I want to see this one.
Really?
Yeah,
it can't be worse than the last one, dog.
I feel like the last one kind of at least ended on a note that was positive, which was
like
Marion with the Marion.
Oh, I love that. Yeah,
Marion and all of that. Yeah, there was the nuking the fridge, but otherwise it was
See, yeah, I actually like.
I completely threw all that out of the window.
Me and Mike were talking about like we kind of feel like that movie is a little bit overhated. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree with that because I actually think it has a lot of good stuff in it. But the reason I'm still holding out hope is because it's by the director of Logan, which was such a good send off for Wolverine's character that I just hope he could. I was hoping he could manage that for Indiana Jones' character as well.
Actually, that's one of the things I think might be a problem with Dial of Destiny is that
really
this is the first. To my knowledge, this is the first Indiana Jones movie where Spielberg isn't involved.
Totally.
And that I mean, Indiana Jones is George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. You know what I mean? Like, so to have them not involved on the project at all makes me think this is going to be.
It's a Disney Star Wars scenario.
Yeah, it's not going to have the same spirit.
Right, yeah, I could see that.
But Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is overhated. There are two scenes that I think are really over the top. There's of course the refrigerator scene, and then there's of course the swinging through the jungle on the vine.
I knew you were gonna say that, dog.
The whole
with the monkey friends,
the ants thing that they were doing.
The what?
The line engine versus the ants. Basically, there's a short story called "Line Engine versus the Ants," where there's this guy trying to keep his home intact after being invaded by these horrible fire ants that are deadly. And that's what they basically did with Crystal Skulls. They brought in those same fire ants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, those are some ants, dude.
There's some fun stuff. I like it being set after, like we get a little more information about what Indy was doing during World War II. which is cool because all the first 2 movies are set before World War II. I was so interested, curious about that. So I do like that aspect of it. I like Mac as a foil character. He's kind of fun. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff I like in the movie.
What is the divisive thing about Shia LaBeouf? Is that his name?
Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, Shia LaBeouf.
Shia, well, why? I don't understand what the hatred is about him.
Okay, so, well, I mean, there could be a number of things. Some people just don't like him. Some people don't like his acting. Some people don't like his personal life. But ultimately, he kind of became blacklisted in Hawaii.
He was in the Transformers films, and a lot of people
that's true. Some people just don't like that. Yeah, that's a good point. You're right, Steve. I forgot about that. Oh, sorry. What? Yeah, say it again. My bad.
Steve?
Yeah.
Did you say that again?
He was in the Transformers movies, and a lot of people hated those films.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, but he ultimately got blacklisted in Hollywood, and so he's kind of not a good fit anymore.
What did he get blacklisted for?
I think some just personal stuff. I don't quite remember. It was some personal issues, I want to say.
Yeah, I don't remember what they were.
Considering the plethora of personal issues around Hollywood, can you imagine the kind of issues you got to have to get blacklisted? I mean, shit.
Yeah, really. I think I want to say he got arrested for something, maybe.
It was probably something like that. I just can't remember what it was.
Okay.
But a lot of people wish that Chris Pratt had been chosen to play instead.
That would have worked.
Right?
But
so,
Steve, are you telling me you're seriously not even going to watch Dial of Destiny? I have a hard time believing you're not going to at least try it.
When it's on streaming,
just say
at least,
I will not see it in the theaters. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can go with that. I know how huge of an indie fan you are, and I couldn't believe you just wouldn't watch it.
I'm not going to see it in the theaters. Let's put it that way.
That's fair, yeah.
I don't go to the theaters at all anymore, really.
When's the last time you went to the theater, do you think?
I will say I did go and see The Flash, but I only saw it because one of my other friends, DT, was doing a show on it, and I just figured, okay. By then, the whole movie had bombed. I just stopped caring. It didn't matter. I figured, okay, let's go and watch it just to comment on
it. That's funny, dude. How was it?
Not great. Part of it is that Flashpoint is not that great of a story, and partly is they picked the wrong Barry Allen. Partly it's these people, the people that made this movie didn't know how to make it better. Probably the best take on Flashpoint was the Flashpoint Paradox animated movie.
Oh, okay. I did see that one. I thought that was pretty good. I like. So is it the same thing? Like it's his dad instead?
No, they kind of kept that part intact. The problem is like they changed like what the world became, and they kind of mixed in elements of like injustice and stuff like that. The way that they explain the time travel makes no sense. But that's partly the problem of Flashpoint, because it's like there is no reason why Barry Allen saving his mom would lead to Superman ending up in a lab. That just makes absolutely no sense. There's no way that would lead to Bruce Wayne dying and Thomas and Martha Wayne becoming Batman.
Well, they're like trying to say everything is connected.
Well, yeah. I mean, it seems like you're leaving out the butterfly effect here.
Yeah, but that's just, I don't know. That seems like a cop-out to me. And honestly, if you're going to add in the butterfly effect, then, if you're changing it back, you shouldn't be able to change it back to what it was before. So
right, usually in a butterfly effect situation, it's try to get it back to the original.
Yeah, this is a source material flaw. Jeff Johns didn't think out the story, and some of it was also because they were using this to set up the New 52, and that probably derailed plans.
So here's my take. And I don't know if anybody else agrees with me on this, but I honestly think they should have just rebooted everything and left it all behind. Like, I just don't want, I don't, even though I love Suicide Squad, I don't want anybody to remain. Like, I feel like they should just wipe the slate clean and start over again.
I
think
am
that's what they're
sympathetic
trying
to
to do
that.
with Flashpoint, isn't it? With the Flash movie,
Sort of.
Yeah,
They're
but
trying to do.
no, but it's going to be like a partial thing.
Exactly, because some characters get
Like
to
they're
stay and some
keeping,
don't.
like they're keeping Amanda Waller, I think, and some other people.
Yeah, Amanda Waller staying, as far as I know, Ezra Mills staying.
Are they keeping Gal Gadot?
And
Nope.
which really they should not be keeping Ezra Miller. He's not even a good Barry
Right?
Allen.
Get rid of that.
And if you want to talk about somebody who really is like an embarrassment and a complete dumpster fire, it's Ezra Miller.
Yeah, dude, I can't believe. And then they're gonna keep on like the Suicide Squad because it did really well, and like I get that, but it's like it just feels weird if to start over, but not fully start over.
Right.
I thought the Suicide Squad was the kind of launch of the whole thing.
No, Flash is the technically Flash is the starting point of the new universe. Blue Beetle coming out later this year should be set in the new DC universe they're crafting, but Superman is technically the place where everything really begins.
Right. Yes, I would look at Superman Legacy as kind of the start of the new DCU.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know, actually, a thought just occurred to me. Having all these changes in the DCEU is actually very similar to all the changes the DC Comics make. And it's actually, if you compare them, if you compare the DCEU to the MCU, you'll notice that the Marvel comics don't do a reboot every 10 years.
Yeah, and they don't do a reboot with their own comics continuity either. So yeah,
right.
That's
so
really interesting.
Everything following their usual patterns.
Yeah, honestly, the DCEU does reflect the comics in that fashion.
That is kind of true, yeah. That is so funny.
I think they got bitten when in the Crisis on Infinite Earths thing. They got bitten with the reboot bug, and it's just been infecting things ever since. Don't get me wrong, I'm a big DC fan, and I actually liked Flashpoint and the New 52 and all that. But I mean, I don't have the history that a lot of other people have with DC Comics. So for me, I mean, honestly, like the New 52 was a way, like, you know, when you want to jump onto the continuity of DC or Marvel or something like that, it's like, where the hell do you start? I mean, I don't have the time to read 60 years of comic books to catch up, so I know what's going on.
The problem is they did it in a way that, you know, basically alienated the people that were already there, and so I don't like when they do that. I get it, but I don't like it.
I would have had a difficulty getting into comics had they not done the New 52. I would not.
I could see that. I could really see that, honestly. Because I remember when the New 52 was coming out, and I was like super exciting. It was like, oh, we can start over again. Like all those people have been reading the comics for years. Like I can be like them and be at the beginning of the storyline and see where it goes. And totally, yeah. Especially the way especially with I felt that the most with the Batman run by Scott Snyder, because it really just especially that first volume. It's like boom, here's the world of Batman. It's like, whoa, like as someone who's really not read a lot of Batman comics, that was one of my first. I was like, whoa, this is awesome.
I really love Scott Snyder's Batman.
I like his world building.
Right, the world building especially,
That very first opening issue when they were getting into the Court of Owls, really that whole Court of Owls trilogy is pretty awesome. But
true, solid stuff.
That very first issue, I really loved how they kind of turned the tables really with Batman. You know what I mean? Like if anybody knows every single crack and crevice of Gotham, it is Bruce Wayne. It is Batman. But yet the court was able to utilize an aspect of Gotham that Bruce didn't know about. Like that just automatically flips the tables on the whole scenario there.
It's not easy to create an iconic Batman villain either, and he really did.
Oh yeah, Court of Owls was awesome. Really
Hmm.
like that.
They're gonna. I think they made a video. Did they make a video game about that, or is it coming out or something?
Um,
I feel like
they
the
made an animated movie about the Court of Owls.
it's
But
it was
I
gonna be
don't
like
remember.
where you,
I can't think of a game that did that.
it was like one of the new ones where you're gonna play as some of the side characters. Like
Oh, you're talking about Gotham Knights.
I think Gotham Knights might have some story elements of Court of
There,
Owls
there were
potentially.
some elements of it. Yeah, there were some elements of it, but I don't
Okay.
recall of what I've played. I don't think they're that heavy.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Have you read the whole Court of Owls thing?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
It's freaking
One of the
awesome.
more
Oh,
fascinating parts about that was actually the talents for me.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, that it was. I mean, each one of those talents had lived,
Mhm.
a lifetime before they even come back, and so they have this whole history of when they became a talent, and
Mm.
the whole. I really got into all that backstory and everything.
Ah, yeah, the lore of it
It
all.
really gave depth to the Talons and to the Court of Owls themselves. I loved that in what was it? I think it was, I want to say All Star Comics, where they went back with the cowboy.
Mm.
Oh my God, I can't remember his name.
Jonah Hex.
Jonah Hex. They
Oh,
went back. They went back with Jonah Hex, and that time it showed how the Court of Owls was even back there in the Old West.
whoa, that's cool.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
really liked how they did the history there.
That's cool. Yeah. If you like Scott Snyder, man, you should really check out American Vampire.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It's Yeah, it just ended last year, so it's over. It's like I think I want to say it's 10 volumes, maybe maybe 9.
Yeah.
Um, it's really good, dude. It got great. It's got amazing, incredible world building. It's a historical epic that spans from the early 1900s all the way to the 70s. Um, it's got incredible art, incredible characters, and the first volume was co-written by Stephen King.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
wow.
Yeah, so it's a really cool series. I definitely recommend it.
Certainly sounds pretty cool. I might have to check that out.
Hmm. I love the way he does his essentially the premise is like, we've probably, there's been countless um, vampire stories over the years, and in this world there are different strains or breeds of vampire. You got your old world vampires, all these different classic style
Like
vampires. There's the
like the
American vampires, the
Masquerade,
new breed.
like Vampire the
Hmm.
Is
Masquerade.
that? Oh, really? Is that? Do they do that in that as well?
Yeah, there are all sorts of different sects, I guess you could call them,
Mm,
SECTS,
yeah, yeah,
of
Yeah.
vampires.
Yeah.
totally.
Well, when it
Yeah,
comes to
it's totally like
vampires, you
that.
can't rule out the other kind either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, then
Although
that's
I will
that's
say,
what's.
like my favorite thing that I've seen with Vampire the Masquerade was the game Bloodlines. I don't know if you played that. Yeah, it is. It is basically like a element of the RPG, but it's like turned into a computer game with elements of like first person shooter. So you can design your character, have them do a lot of role play, and then you go and have them shoot. And I will tell you, my favorite bit is when you go into this haunted house section, and the haunted and going through the haunted house. It is absolutely nuts, the stuff that happens there.
Yeah, like Scary Nuts.
Yes, yes, scary nuts.
Nice.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. First game that ever scared me was Resident Evil.
Oh yeah.
I was walking down a hallway, I'm all looking, all ready for the next zombie to appear, and then one just bursts out of a door, and I jumped. I was like, "Whoa!"
I'm more of a Silent
That's
Hill
awesome.
person, but I get the Resident Evil stuff.
Now, have you ever played a game called Amnesia? The
I have
Dark
seen
Descent.
I have seen playthroughs of that, and
It
Man,
is
that is quite a
terrifying.
door.
yeah. I'm also a fan of like Dark Corners of the Earth, the Call of Cthulhu.
Oh yeah. That's a great game.
You actually run it. You actually run into Dagon.
Oh shit!
Off of a boat. You're on a boat and you're trying to survive as Dagon rises from the water. It's nuts.
In one of the Cthulhu campaigns, we unfortunately didn't get to play out the scenario, but we were going to do something like that in one of the campaigns I was running, where they were traveling to the South Pacific on a boat, and Dagon was going to attack them. I even got a Bones mini. You call a quote mini from Bones for Dagon. My God, the thing is huge. It's absolutely huge. It's Bones like the Reaper minis. Hello. Oh really? You don't know Bones like the like D&D miniatures by Bones?
Doesn't sound familiar to me. Yeah.
Oh really? Maybe it's just big out here on the West Coast, perhaps. Although you're on the West Coast, Mike, so I don't know. But yeah, it's one of the bigger miniature companies. They do all like if you ever see the white resin stuff, they usually do those kind of figures.
Oh, okay.
Like the plastic, but they're really great. And this thing's like it's got to be 2 to 3 inches tall. And I also got one for Cthulhu as well. I need to paint those. Oh, were you gone, Steve?
Well, yeah, because my dog is being very antsy and he's back.
Oh no, it's okay. Did you hear my question? By any chance?
No.
Do you know the Bones minis or the Reaper miniatures for like D&D and other games?
I'm not aware of those.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Worth checking out if you guys are looking for some cool minis. I don't know if you guys ever get into that stuff, but
I really want to play D&D at some point with some miniatures on a table.
I've done that. That's what we used to do back in my college days. That's why I have so many miniatures, you know.
Come on.
Sorry you have to deal with the dog, man. Huh?
Yeah. All right. I really should take off because he's
well, why don't we just go and wrap up then? We've been hanging out here for a while. We can go ahead and start, getting in the podcast here. But of course, you guys can follow you on Twitter at Revelations Comics, at Comics Omen.
Revelation Comic, no S at the end.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Thank you for the correction there. And then also Shadewing at Shadewing and at Michael Nunnally.
Yep.
And
I think it's his name.
It's actually at Nunnally Mike.
Damn. I'm 3 for 5, I think. But not bad. And then I'm Michael. I'm at Wikid Publishing and at Nub Guy. And we will see you guys on a future episode. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Later, guys.
Live long and prosper.